Chicago, this is the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. This afternoon, a tournament spot is on the line as the Marquette Golden Eagles take on the DePaul Blue Demons. Hello, everybody. Scott Sudikoff here with you, getting set to bring you this afternoon's play-by-play of this rescheduled game from yesterday. And for Marquette, they need a win or a draw to reach the Big East tournament. DePaul, with the results of yesterday, have clinched their spot in the top six. Let's look at some key players in this contest. And first on the Marquette side, we will take a look at a 5'7" sophomore, Alyssa Bombasino. 7 goals on the year. 6 of those have come in 2 games. She had back-to-back hat tricks in Big East play against Seton Hall and Villanova, a member of the All-Big East freshman team a season ago. On the other side for DePaul, another high-volume scorer, Morgan Turner. She leads the Big East with 5 game-winning goals this season. She has 8 overall on the year and now 17 in her career, the junior from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Now, I mentioned a playoff spot is on the line. DePaul clinched their spot yesterday. They will either be the number 5 or the number 6 seed. For Marquette to get into the Big East tournament, they need at least a point today, either a draw or a victory. If DePaul picks up the win over Marquette, that means the Providence College Friars will slide in and take the number 6 seed in the Big East tournament, which is starting on Sunday. So that's our matchup here today, Marquette and DePaul, and a big one for the Golden Eagles, as well as for the Friars watching from Providence. And it's coming up live next on the Big East Digital Network.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Scott Sudikoff back with you in Chicago. Just about set for this one between Marquette and DePaul. Marquette coming in 6-10-1 overall, 3-4-1 in Big East play. Meanwhile, DePaul a 7-7-3 overall mark, 4-3-1 in conference play this year as you look into their huddle. And again, they need to come away with a point today. A draw or a victory gets them into the Big East tournament. If they draw, they'll be the 6th seed, and they will take on Butler on Sunday. If they win this game against DePaul, they would take the 5 seed and play at Villanova on Sunday. DePaul would obviously slot into one of the other spots. And again, if DePaul wins this game, that knocks Marquette out, and then Providence would move up into the 6th seed. As you look at the standings, Xavier, the regular season champions, congratulations to the Musketeers. Georgetown picks up a first-round bye, and then Villanova and Butler hosting quarterfinal games this coming Sunday afternoon. Both of those games will start at 1 o'clock Eastern time, so 12 o'clock for our Central Time Zone fans. That'll be Sunday's Big East quarterfinal action. And we'll get those matchups official in a couple of hours from now. DePaul comes in having won 2 of its last 3, although they dropped their most recent game at Xavier 2-1. The prior game, though, here at Wish Field, the gigantic 1-0 overtime victory over 14th-ranked Georgetown. Morgan Turner had the game-winning goal in the 92nd minute in that contest. Marquette has lost 2 in a row, 3-0 at Butler and 2-1 at home against Xavier. Before that, though, they had reeled off 3 consecutive conference victories and were unbeaten in 4 consecutive as they had a draw with Creighton mixed in as well. For Marquette, starting lineup of Emily Hess, Bree Yeager, Kylie Sprecher, Madison Burrier, Josie Kelderman, Alyssa Bombasino, Maddie Monticello, Abby Hess, Rachel Johnson, and Katrina Wetherill, with Maddie Henry in goal, making her 79th career appearance and her 78th start. And for DePaul, Gwen Walker, Kristen Bowes, Jackie Batliner, Avery Hay, Brooke Weitzel, Maria Nordness, Morgan Turner, Bina Saipi, Sydney Parker, Jade Erickson-Russo, and Molly Erickson in goal for the Blue Demons as we are underway. This field yesterday at this time was covered in a couple of inches of snow, and 24 hours later it's cleared off and we're ready to play, and it's about 40 degrees, though, here at game time. Thankfully, the sun is out and shining, so that's helping the conditions a little bit. But it is much more like winter weather than fall weather right now, as DePaul is in the attacking third. Erickson-Russo getting a cross off, and it'll be scooped up in the 6-yard box by Maddie Henry, the senior from Omaha, leading the conference at about 5.5 saves per game. Look at this early opportunity for a cross, but not enough time for the Blue Demons to get onto it in the box. DePaul averages 1.06 goals per game, puts them at 7th in the Big East. Defensively, Marquette towards the bottom. They are 8th at 1.59 goals allowed, as we see a throw from Josie Kelderman, the right back for the Golden Eagles. This ball bounces by Madison Burrier for an easy play here for Maddie Henry, making her 17th start this season, a 1.50 goals against average and a 7.77 save percentage. Number 1 all-time in career saves at Marquette. And she's part of a long line of consistent starting goalies that Marquette has had. She's the 4th goalie, we'll say, in a line of 3 to 4 year starters that they've had. So really over the last 15 or 16 years, the goalie position for Marquette has been locked up by one person per each 4 year segment. For Marcus Roders, who's at his 24th year as Marquette's head coach, he has 325 career wins and has brought the Golden Eagles to 13 NCAA tournaments. This year, just trying to get back to the Big East tournament. Did not qualify last year, and that was the first time that Marquette, as a program, did not reach their conference tournament since their first year as a program in 1993. First time for Marquette in the attacking third here, but it's quickly broken up and taken away by Brooke Weitzel. And now the Blue Demons look to counter on the far side. That's Morgan Turner. As the ball goes out of bounds, we'll have a throw for Bree Yeager and the Golden Eagles. When we get a chance here, we'll be checking in with our sideline reporter, Tyler Aki, who is braving the conditions down on the field. So look forward to hearing from him in a couple of moments when the gameplay allows us. Knocked out of bounds by Saipi, but it was deflected off of a Golden Eagles, so it's a Blue Demon throw. Marquette 4-3-2 here at home. This is after beginning the season 0-3 at Wish Field, so they have gone undefeated since then, 4-0-2. Good turnaround on the home field for DePaul. Marquette playing its 10th true road game of the season. They're 3-6 in the prior 9. And DePaul able to keep that ball locked in right now. An attacking throw. It'll be Kristen Bowes The freshman from Sterling Heights, Michigan, has scored 3 goals and added 2 assists in her first year on campus here in Lincoln Park. And this ball will go out of bounds, and we'll get a goal kick for Marquette, and that does give us an opportunity to go down to the field and check in with our sideline man, Tyler Aki.
Well, Scott, this field had up to 4 inches of snow yesterday out on the field, and this is a field that if we had to play yesterday, we had no shot. But the fact that this team got the facilities crew was able to get a great job out here of clearing out this snow. They had plows out here. All the snow was off the field by 7:30 yesterday, and they couldn't have played last night even if Wishfield had lights, according to the athletic facilities manager, Mike Lenti. But they did a good job of clearing out the ice again this morning, cleared all that out, and now you can see right here, everything's all green and good to go for today's match.
Thank you very much, Tyler, as Marquette is working the ball down the field right now. Yeah, so I said just a couple of inches, 4 inches of snow were on this field yesterday, so there was no way that they were going to play at the regular scheduled time of 3 o'clock yesterday, and no lights here at the field either, so it wasn't a possibility to clear the field and play at night either. And we'll have a DePaul throw from their defensive zone. Almost 6 minutes gone by in the first half. Neither team has had a shot yet. In fact, the only stats on the board right now are fouls, as that's a foul on Morgan Turner. Marquette throw, Emily Hess. Bouncing into the box. And Bombasino trying to get something going. Bombasino working against Sydney Parker. And that deflects off of DePaul and will give Marquette the opening corner kick of the afternoon.
Corner kick for Marquette.
Katrina Wetherell, sophomore from Peoria, Arizona, will be into it with her right leg. First corner kick of the day for either team. Header by Sydney Parker out of the box. Getting to it is Kelderman. Looped back towards the area. Kept in the air, header by Avery Hay. Marquette trying to keep the pressure on, but it is launched down the other side. It'll roll towards Maddie Henry. Now look at Molly Erickson, sophomore goalie. Started all 18 games this year, a .096 goals against average and a .734 save percentage. Ball bouncing through the 6, and it gets through Erickson Russo. Blue Demons trying to keep the pressure on themselves. Jackie Batliner, this is what she's best at, serving balls into the box. Turner could not get a touch on it, though. Batliner, 5 assists on the year to lead the Blue Demons. Was looking to set something up there as well. Maddie Monticello now for Marquette. curls it to the top of the area, headed it away by Parker. Marquette last year was as a program under Marcus Roders. It's the first season under 500 for him as the head coach. This year coming in at 6-10-1. Obviously, a win today and getting to tournament play. They have a chance to straighten that out this year, but right now, first things first, they want a point today to get to the tournament. Providence College and their head coach Sam Lopes, they're probably back in Providence, tuning into the game today and hoping for a DePaul victory to get that number 6 spot in the tournament. And Erickson Russo able to win a corner kick here for DePaul. So it'll be the first one for the Blue Demons today.
For DePaul, Jackie Batliner taking the kick.
Jackie Batliner, 5'6" junior from Barrington, Illinois, a right-footed corner. And some jockeying for position, and they call a foul on the Blue Demons. So it'll give Marquette a free kick. Race for the ball towards the end line, and Parker shielding off Abby Hess. It'll be a goal kick for Molly Erickson. Erickson's had a couple of 5-save games this season against St. John's and Southern Methodist, all Big East freshman team a year ago. Had 5 saves in the meeting last year with Marquette, which was a 0-0 draw. And today's the 23rd all-time meeting between these two longtime rivals. Marquette has had the better of things, having won 15 matchups. DePaul only 5, and there's been 2 draws. In midfield, this is Wetherill. Trying to play a diagonal ball that gets blocked by Weitzel. And now Kelderman. Well, the center back's Bree Yeager. In the middle there with Madison Burrier. DePaul throw on the far side of the field. Blue Demons a +1 goal differential this year. 18 goals scored, 17 allowed. Marquette is at -7 this year, 20 goals scored, 27 allowed. They have found much better success offensively in Big East play. As, 13 of the 20 goals they have scored have come in conference play. As we look at the most recent whistle against Morgan Turner. Playing in her 55th career game today, in her 45th start as a junior from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Mentioned during the Open, now 17 career goals with the 8 that she has tallied this year. Setting up the free kick is Wetherill. A couple of goals this year for her and a couple of assists. All Big East second team performer last year. Into the box, going up for the header. Yeager couldn't reach it. Abby Hess now across. Got blocked. Got to move it out of the zone, Avery Hay. And goes off of Erickson Russo. And Marquette will quickly throw it back into play. Burrier into the box. Hay the header. Volleyed by Batliner. Now Bose looking to turn upfield. And this will be a DePaul throw. So still in the early going here, neither team has attempted a shot. Each team has had one corner kick. The only fouls of the game have been called on DePaul, 4. Again for Marquette, a draw or a win gets them into the Big East Championship Tournament. If they get eliminated today, Providence would take the number 6 seed. A chance here, and not able to get a good touch on it was Erickson Russo. As that long cross came into her and really only was able to get a body on it. Let's look at it again from Bose. Great ball delivered over the top, and yeah, just not able to get the header the way she wanted, Erickson Russo. Great look at a potential for a 4th goal this year. DePaul had their tournament spot clinched yesterday when Providence lost their game at Seton Hall. So DePaul will be in the Big East Championship Tournament for the 8th consecutive year under the direction of 13th year head coach Aaron Chastain. Bose, one-on-one with Yeager. Bounding ball into the box and swept aside by Kelderman. For DePaul, attacking throw. Yeager rejects that pass with a header. And then it trickles off of Bose. Marquette will have the throw. Emily Hess. No relation to Abby Hess. Abby Hess, a redshirt junior forward from Rochester, Minnesota. Emily Hess, a senior defender from Batavia, Illinois. I'll point that out because there are a couple sets of sisters on this Marquette team, but the Hesses are not. Maria Nordness gave it away to Rachel Johnson. Johnson's attempt was blocked. Ball over midfield by Turner to Bose. Can't control it. Marcus Schroeder is trying to get this Marquette program back to the standard that it's been at for most of his tenure. 13 NCAA tournaments, including a run of 6 consecutive from 2008 to 2013, a 5-time Big East Coach of the Year. I already referenced it last year was the first time that Marquette did not qualify for its conference tournament since 1993. And that last year was his first season under 500. Pressure put on by Erickson Russo forces Kelderman to clear it off to the sideline for a Blue Demon attacking throw from Erickson Russo, 5'4" junior from Naperville, Illinois. Had the lone goal last game for the Blue Demons against Xavier. It was the game-tying goal at the time in the 68th minute. The Musketeers found the winning goal with just 40 seconds left in that game. Janet Parthapa got the game winner for the Musketeers in that game. And certainly helped them en route to taking home the Big East regular season championship and the #1 seed in the tournament. So they get to rest this weekend, and then the final 4 teams will convene at Creighton next weekend for the semifinals and championship. Here's a chance for Marquette. Kylie Sprecher had her shot blocked. Sprecher, junior, has a couple of goals this year, including a game winner in overtime against Michigan. Knocks out of bounds again.
Hey, Vic, what about holding their arms there?
Tough contact there for Brooke Weitzel, but
I saw it. He's watching. Yeah, I know. It wasn't much.
a clean tackle. Free kick for Batliner. By the way, those Big East semifinal games, actually The quarterfinal games this Sunday you'll be able to find right here on Big East Digital Network, hosted by Butler and Villanova. And I mentioned both games will be 1 p.m. Eastern time starts. So for the Central Time Zone fans, make sure you mark that correctly. And then semifinals and championship game at Creighton next Friday and Sunday. The semifinals games will also be on the Big East Digital Network, with the championship game on Sunday the 10th, airing on Fox Sports 1 from Omaha. Madison Burrier trying to clear the zone. Comes back to her, and now it'll be a goal kick for Maddie Henry and the Golden Eagles. Henry's had some big games in her career, save-wise. She had 11 stops against Georgetown earlier this year. Also had 10 saves in that Michigan win that I mentioned, which was a double overtime, 1-0 victory from Marquette. 10 stops in that one. And a couple of years ago against Illinois State, she had a 15-save game. It's an Illinois State team that has had a very potent offense. Missouri Valley. Just over 20 minutes gone by here in the first half of play. Scott Sudikoff with you at Wish Field in Chicago. Happy to have you along on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Marquette needs a point to move on to the quarterfinals of the Big East tournament on Sunday, just to qualify. If DePaul comes away with the victory, Providence College will be headed on. And there's a shot and a score that tips off of the hand of Maddie Henry, and DePaul leads it 1-0. So just like that, the quick counter, Morgan Turner scores her 9th of the year. Henry got a hand on it, but it wasn't enough. So DePaul gets on the board first, and I was mentioning Providence, and a little bit of a cheer probably went up in Friartown right now, as they are Blue Demon fans here this afternoon. Now let's see if Marquette can answer.
Unassisted. Goal by Turner, unassisted.
Hey, was that you?
Turner, 9th goal on the year. She had 5 last year as a sophomore, 4 as a freshman. Goal coming in the 22nd minute. That ball slips away from Bina Saipi. Henry. Header won by DePaul. Yeager trying to volley it away from trouble. Rachel Johnson on the far side from Marquette. Gets over the halfway line. Good ball here. And then the follow-up into the box. Too much pace on it for Kylie Sprecher to track down. After a slow start here, each team a couple of shots. DePaul, a couple of shots on goal. Each team with a corner kick. But DePaul with the goal scored by Morgan Turner. This will go out of bounds and be a Marquette throw. Monticello gets it away from Erickson Russo for Kelderman. Freshman from Glendale, Wisconsin. And this one will roll out over the end line and be a goal kick for Molly Erickson. She has to traverse through some of the snow.
Substitutions coming in for DePaul, number 3, Jessica Lazo, and number 11, Mary Tierney.
First substitution of the game here for DePaul. As Jessica Lazo bouncing around here at midfield. Lazo, first time into the game, and that goes out of bounds. Gives us a chance to go down to the field and check in with Tyler Aki.
Well, you're not going to see Adrienne Walker on the field this season. She's done for the year with a season-ending injury, and she sat out the entirety of this 2019 season. But she may be the biggest cheerleader on this squad over on that DePaul bench. On that near goal attempt at the early stages of the first half, she was jumping up and down. She even lost her keys out of her pocket while she was celebrating, and she's certainly happy that her team's on top 1-0.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Yep, Adrienne been out for the season. Gwen Walker, though, has been able to play in all 18 games this year starting. Saw a tackle there. No foul was called, and coming up hobbled was Wetherill for Marquette. Adrienne Walker last year was an All-Big East second-team performer. Already has taken a redshirt year. Throw-in coming from Batliner. 22nd minute goal scored today by Morgan Turner, has DePaul on top 1-0. DePaul a win or a draw, and they would be the number 5 seed and would go to Villanova for Sunday's game. If Marquette comes back and wins, Marquette would leapfrog DePaul, and they would go to Villanova, while DePaul would actually end up having a shorter trip to go play at Butler on Sunday. Would have to think for DePaul, they're not really worried about whether they get to go to Butler or Villanova. Easy for me to say. They're more just worried about playing a good game here because it's going to be a quick turnaround either way. The game coming 2 days from now, whether it's in Indianapolis or in the outskirts of Philadelphia, will be found out in about 90 minutes from now. And we'll have to hop on a bus or hop on a plane tomorrow to go where they need to go. Hay challenging Bombasino, and Bombasino is whistled for the foul. Look at Avery Hay, redshirt junior from Brighton, Michigan. Playing in her 61st career game today, and she started in 60 of them. Battled back from an injury a couple of years ago when she only played 6 games. Came back and played every game last year. Maddie Henry has had to face 2 shots so far on goal. The initial shot that she saved was not, it was a very good opportunity for DePaul, but Erickson Russo just didn't get a good touch on it, and it ends up being a pretty easy save for Henry. And then the ball that she was not able to stop, she did get a hand on Morgan Turner's goal. But it trickled by. As we await this free kick from the Golden Eagles. Off the foot of Bree Yeager, graduate student from Cedarburg, Wisconsin. Center back that has started 50 of her 56 career games. Venus Saipi, he's come up big offensively over the last couple of weeks, scoring 3 goals on the year, all in the month of October in Big East play. She hadn't scored a goal since 2016. We were talking to her about that first goal back earlier in October. She was pretty excited to get back into the goal column after a couple of years away, and adding a couple more since. Kelderman. Use their keeper, Henry. Henry's played 79 games in her career, and she's started 78 of them. The lone non-start was a game earlier this year against Northern Illinois, where she still did come in and play. See the foul here on the Blue Demons. Nordness with the trip. Freshman from Milwaukee. Just under 15 minutes to play in the first half. Scott Sudikoff with you at Wish Field in Chicago. Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. And again, the final Big East Championship Tournament spot is on the line. It'll either be Marquette's or Providence's spot. And right now, it would be Providence. Marquette needs a draw at the very least to get into tournament play. DePaul had their spot clinched yesterday with the results that went on. This game was originally scheduled for yesterday afternoon, but 4 inches of snow were on this field on Halloween. Great job by the facilities crew to clear this field off, and apparently it was clear at about 7 o'clock last night. The problem is no lights here at this field, so they could not play the game last night if they wanted to. Substitutions here. Kelderman with the throw back in. Here's Gwen Walker. DePaul able to switch it to the far side of the field. Michaela Horde has come on for DePaul for just the 5th time this season. She replaced Brooke Weitzel. Heading towards the box right now. Gets to Horde in the area. And they're going to call the foul and give the penalty kick for the Blue Demons. So Horde, as I mentioned, coming in for just the 5th time this year, and less than a minute into the game here on the field, she draws a foul in the box and a PK for the Blue Demons. And it's DePaul's first PK opportunity of the season. Have not had an opportunity yet this year. Meanwhile, opponents against Marquette have had 5 opportunities this year, but they've only scored once. So Maddie Henry's had some pretty good success against PKs this year. Avery Hay taking it, and it goes off the hands of Henry into the top side of the netting, and it's 2-0 DePaul. So Avery Hay scores her first goal of the season on a PK, just the 3rd of her career, and it's 2-0 Blue Demons with 13:21 to go in the first half. Obviously a very bad break there from Marquette, taking the foul in the box.
Once again, the goal on the penalty kick by number 12, Avery Hay.
Avery Hay collecting. So both goals that DePaul has scored, Maddie Henry has gotten hands on them, but not enough. that old cliche now comes into play. A 2-goal lead is the worst lead to have. I beg to differ. I think the 1-goal lead is the worst lead to have. But we'll see if DePaul keeps pouring it on. I know the argument, it's more of a mindset type of thing where maybe the team up by 2 goals lets the foot off the gas, lets the other team get one back and take the momentum back. That one sailed all the way by for a Marquette goal kick. Jessica Lazo, a transfer to this DePaul program from Kentucky in her 2nd year with the program. DePaul is undefeated this year when they score multiple goals in a game. 4-0. One of those was a 4-0 win against Seton Hall. Lazo trying to get around Emily Hess. And good defense by Hess. That one was out of bounds, or did they call a foul on Marquette? Or excuse me, on DePaul. A foul on DePaul. And Bree Yeager will restart the action. Marquette with Big East wins this year over St. John's, Seton Hall, both on the road, and then at home against Villanova. That was 3 consecutive games where they picked up their victories. So that stretch, without that stretch there, they're not even in contention here for a Big East tournament spot. In fact, again, I mentioned earlier, that was a 4-game unbeaten streak, as at the top of that was a draw with Creighton. Josie Kelderman tosses it back in towards Sprecher. Monticello in the middle for Wetherell. Working towards the box. Drop it back for Monticello. Cleared away from the box by Parker. Now Batliner launches it over the top. Yeager there from Marquette, as well as Burrier. 22nd minute goal by Morgan Turner, her 9th of the year. 33rd minute, a PK score for Avery Hay. With this 2-0 Blue Demon lead. Erickson Russo doing all she could to try to get to that one. But it will be a goal kick for Marquette. Oh no, she did. She was able to get to it actually and make it a deep defensive throw for Marquette, so the hustle pays off there for Erickson Russo. Paul with strong pressure, creates the turnover. Saipi, she gets fouled. Redshirt junior from Wilmette, Illinois, drawing that call. And Batliner will come up for the free kick opportunity.
Let's go, Jackie!
Mentioned earlier, the junior from Barrington, Illinois, team high 5 assists this year. All 5 of her career assists have come on this in this 2019 season. And that one was going to go wide from Erickson Russo, covered up by Henry. Marquette trying to find something positive to take into halftime with them. This final 7.5 minutes. Obviously a goal would be at the top of that list right now, but at the very least maybe some better looks offensively. They've only had 2 shot attempts, nothing on goal. The leading scorer, Alyssa Bombasino, has been quiet. 7 goals on the year. The shots have been taken by Sprecher and Johnson for Marquette in this one. They have only made 1 substitution. Macy Schock, good goal scorer in a reserve role, 3 goals on the year and only 9 games played, so maybe someone that they would like to get involved in this offense. She's the older sister of Addie Schock, a freshman on this team who has not seen the field yet today. Rachel Johnson shaking her head no there, which I think is a positive thing. I think the referee was asking if she needed a trainer. Maybe just been, nope, I'm good. I'll walk it off and be okay. There she is. 5'8" redshirt sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska. Redshirted back in 2017. Played a couple of games that year. In that 3rd game of that season, injured her knee. Missed the rest of that year. Came back last year, played in 11 games. Mary Tierney out there for the Blue Demons. Sophomore from Villa Hills, Kentucky. Has a step on Monticello, gets the ball off there. Lazo was bearing down on Henry. Look at the feed from Tierney. Emily Hess with the defense. Lazo stayed in front of her, making sure her keeper Henry had the chance to grab it first. Less than 5 minutes to play in the first half. Turner and Hay on a PK are the DePaul goal scorers. Reaching in is Burrier. Use her keeper, Henry. Pressure on her right now. This is Macy Schock. First time really seen the ball near her.
Substitution for Marquette. In the beginning, number 3, Erin Johnston.
Marquette making a substitution. Looks like it was Erin Johnston who checked in, redshirt junior from Grays Lake, Illinois. Bit of a legacy at this Marquette women's soccer program. Her older sister, Megan Johnston, former Golden Eagle. A lot of work to do for Marquette here. Need at least the draw to qualify for the tournament and be a part of Sunday's quarterfinals. If they're not able to come back and do so, Providence would take that final spot. DePaul would officially be the number 5 seed. Xavier and Georgetown 1-2 get the bye. We'll have this weekend off to scout the competition and get ready for their trip to Omaha. They play in the semifinals. Here comes a shot from Horde. Skips in on Henry. Michaela Horde, the one who drew the foul in the box that got the Avery Hay penalty kick score. Stay tuned at halftime. Of course, recap of the first half of action, but also believe we have a Big East Fall Sports update with our friends John Fanta and Megan Caffrey, I believe, back from the studio. Get you caught up on what's going on in men's soccer, volleyball. As men's soccer a week away from the tournament. Volleyball, still a couple of weeks of regular season play left to the stretch run. And of course, basketball season doesn't fall into the fall sports update, but basketball season has arrived, and officially regular season play begins across the country on Tuesday. Pretty good time of the year. The crossover season time of the year, which for some in college athletics is not the best time of the year. A lot of work to do, a lot to keep up with, but for fans and broadcasters, it's a pretty good time of the year. Final minute of play here in the first half. And DePaul with a 2-0 lead. Tierney gets her right foot free for the shot, and a diving play by Henry to punch it away. Corner kick coming for DePaul.
Corner kick. Becky Badliner in the kick.
So corner kick here for the Blue Demons, looking for a third goal in the first half potentially. Tierney gets to it. Fights through Campana. And a header wide by Saipi. 2 of her 3 goals this year have been headers. And almost put another one on the board there. 10 seconds to go in the first half.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So the final ticks come off the clock.
1,
And DePaul will take a 2-0 lead to halftime. Morgan Turner got us started in the 22nd minute. And then a PK tally by Avery Hay. And after 45 minutes of play here in Chicago, the Blue Demons on top of the Golden Eagles 2-0. And again, with a playoff spot on the line. We'll take a break and be back with more in a moment here on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Scott Sudikoff back with you in Chicago, where at halftime DePaul has a 2-0 lead on Marquette. The Blue Demons with goals from Morgan Turner and Avery Hay in the first half of play. And Marquette need at least to come back and force a draw to get a bid to the Big East Conference Tournament. Here's one of the opportunities that DePaul did not collect on. A stop there from Matty Henry. Now here's the goal by Morgan Turner in the 22nd minute, getting to that loose ball off the hands of Henry into the back of the net. DePaul leading 1-0 there in the 22nd minute. Marquette has not been able to put a shot on goal. They've had some balls near the box, but nothing they could use. There's the PK from Avery Hay, once again off the hands of Henry. So she has had an opportunity to stop both of the goals, but just could not get enough of a piece. As you look at the first half stats, 8-2 shots advantage for DePaul, 4 first half saves for Matty Henry, a couple of corners for Blue Demons, just 1 for Marquette. These fouls are fairly close after the first half of play. So that's where we stand here, 45 minutes down, 2-0 DePaul. We'll take another break here on the Big East Digital Network.
Welcome into the Big East Fall Sports Update. John Fanta and Megan Caffrey with you here as we are getting all set for the final day of the Big East women's soccer regular season.
Decision day. There's so many storylines in this conference. And we came into this year, Megan, thinking this is Georgetown's until someone takes it from them. The Hoyas have won the last 3 Big East tournament titles, the last 2 Big East regular season titles. Here's what you need to know that will have you excited for the Big East women's soccer tournament, that could lead this championship to be fascinating. Georgetown, they're now in a fight with Xavier and Butler. But the one team that's taken them down is not one of those teams. That's the DePaul Blue Demons.
How about it?
It's crazy. So that tells you that Georgetown, they might not have the same top-tier talent separation. It would lead you to believe that we could see a new champion rise next week in Omaha. But first, we've got to decide a regular season title.
And I think the really interesting thing, John, is when you take it back to this time last season, the Hoyas had already clinched regular season berth and the #1 seed in the tournament with still a game left to play. So now this just stresses 3 points, all the more for the Hoyas going into their match tomorrow.
Georgetown hosting St. John's, rivalry renewed between Dave Nolan and Ian Stone. And for this Georgetown team, it's Amanda Carolyn who stirs the drink for them. She's got 10 goals on the year now after scoring against Seton Hall, 1 of 4 on the day. And you think about Carolyn and Paula Germino-Watnick. Germino-Watnick, such a great facilitator. with her 6 assists on the campaign. These two do so much, and I just look at these seniors. That's what wins this time of year. Georgetown's got a dynamic duo. They know that the pressure's on them because Georgetown, they need to get 3 points to put the pressure on Xavier and Butler tomorrow. A Xavier team that controls its own destiny but has to go to the Selleck Bowl against those Butler Bulldogs.
And you just mentioned it right there, going to the Selleck Bowl. As we take a closer look at the Bulldogs, John, they were the runners-up these past 2 years going against the Hoyas, another senior-led team that has a lot of experience in this field especially.
Butler has been the bridesmaid in the Big East tournament the past couple of years, and they just haven't been able to get over the top against Georgetown. But for this Dogs team, they're so defensively stout. That's what this program continually calls on. For me this year, the biggest difference is Anya Savage. It's Soderstrom. They found ways to get other scorers, and when you've got that versatility offensively, that could lead them to a Big East tournament run. But they enter tomorrow trying to get that number 1 seed. They are going to need some help. They need a Georgetown loss. But by the same token, with how good they are defensively for this Butler team, I know that you want to get a top 2 seed, and that's got to come with the result against Xavier tomorrow. One thing's for sure, they know how to get it done this time of year.
And I'm really excited for this matchup too, John, because you look at the goalkeepers with Butler and Xavier. Their keepers are averaging the best goals against average, the top 2 in the conference. So you trust that stout defense that is helping you, and you're hoping that that's going to allow a lot of opportunities for your offense to get going.
No question about it. I'm fascinated to see here tomorrow what kind of a game is played inside the Selleck Bowl, because you've got a Xavier team coming in that is in control of its destiny. If they get a win, they're the number 1 seed, they're the regular season champs. And that's saying something, Megan, because 3 years ago, this Xavier team won just 1 game in Big East play. And now Nate Lee has led this program to some great heights. You think about Samantha Dewey. You think about Grace Barr. They've got playmakers both offensively and defensively, and they've got a goalkeeper who's getting it done as well.
Tony Bizzarro, for sure. And I think you touched on it a little bit there, John, with Xavier was chosen to come in. They were picked to finish 4th in the Big East preseason coaches poll. And so you get to look at that growth that not only they've had throughout the season, or throughout the years, to get there, but throughout this entire season. The strides that they've made throughout this year to now they're top in the conference right now.
It's amazing what they've been able to do. Jenna Profipa scoring the game winner against DePaul on Sunday, and that sets the table for these Musketeers. I think the first 15 minutes of Thursday's match against Butler are so crucial for Xavier, because the last thing you want to do at the Selleck Bowl is allow Butler to dictate the tempo and wear you down. And Butler can do it against the best of them. So for Xavier, they've got to try to find a quick one. They're a good team in transition. And if they are going to come out with 3 points, it's hard to do. Georgetown drew at the Selleck Bowl. Many other teams have fallen short at the Selleck Bowl. If Xavier's going to do it, I think they've got to find a way to get a quick tempo.
The Selleck Bowl proving to be one of the toughest places to play in the Big East. As we now take a look at all of the matches that you can look forward to tomorrow, all streaming live on the Big East Digital Network. John, a full day of action with the very first game starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
That's right. You'll be at Shaw Field for that one, St. John's and Georgetown. And while the Johnnies are eliminated from the Big East tournament, Johnny Kajan is a playmaker, and Georgetown has got to find a way to stop her. I've got my eyes on Marquette and DePaul. This is fascinating because DePaul's situation to get in the Big East tournament, they're one of those 4 teams that still has work to be done. We know that Villanova's in, but for DePaul, they're in the situation where they can get the number 4 seed with a Villanova loss or a draw at Creighton. That's going to be tough because Creighton's got to get a W. You just think about these different scenarios for Marquette. We think that they're in with a win based on the scenarios, so that leads to a massive battle between the Golden Eagles and Blue Demons tomorrow afternoon. Must see.
Best way to control your destiny is to try and get those 3 points, and you always have to think with those teams who are playing in the later games, are they tuning in to watch what's happening earlier in the day to kind of, that puts the pressure on yourself a little bit more so too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And if you're watching on Twitter, you can see other people who are watching, and I can't tell you how many other times we've seen coaches coaches and players watching these games. This is decision day. This is what it's all about. You've got 4 teams in, Xavier, Butler, Georgetown, and then Villanova. What a job Chris McLean's done. But then you've got 4 teams in DePaul, Providence, Marquette, and Creighton. Buckle up. Decision day has a chance to be wild with some tiebreaker scenarios that go beyond our bachelor's degrees.
And everyone wants to make it out to Omaha, right? That's where the Big East Women's Soccer Championship will be this season.
Absolutely. That starts up next Thursday and Sunday, semifinals Thursday, finals Sunday. But folks, on Sunday, this Sunday, you get the quarterfinals. The 3-6, the 4-5, those are on campus sites. Here we go with the postseason.
But first, we need to make it through tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. You can catch all 5 of those matches streaming live on the Big East Digital Network. John Fanta will be out on the game. Myself, Megan Caffrey, will be there as well. We thank you so much for tuning in with us.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Welcome back to Wish Field in Chicago, getting ready for the second half of play. The Blue Demons on top of the Golden Eagles, 2-0. Scott Sudikoff here with you on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Tyler Aki manning the sidelines for us here this afternoon as well, braving the 40-degree temperatures. And we'll hear from him again in a couple of minutes here. A lot of work to do here for Marquette. They need a win or a draw, and they would clinch the final spot in the Big East Championship Tournament. But down here 2-0 as we get the second half underway. Goal scorers Morgan Turner, her 9th of the year. Avery Hay scoring on a penalty kick was her first goal of the season. If the score holds, Providence will take the number 6 seed, and they will be hopping on a plane at TF Green Airport, just outside of the city of Providence, and head out to Indianapolis. Well, I only assume they'd fly out of Providence. They could fly out of Boston, depending upon the flight options. All right, let's quickly go down to the field and check in with Tyler Aki.
Thanks, Scott. Well, this DePaul team is one that right now, Coach Chastain really likes how they came out in that first half and won the first and second balls. She says in the second half, with a 2-goal lead, you have to stay disciplined. You can't let people get behind you. Meanwhile, on the Marquette side, obviously a sense of urgency. 45 minutes playing for your season right here. But their head coach said they've been in situations like this before. We have to stay disciplined as well, and a little bit more of a sense of urgency and increase the effort. Thought his team came out a little slow in that first half.
Thank you very much, Tyler. And DePaul with a very good build-up. Cross there from Turner. Bose getting a first-time shot off that was deflected out. And will give DePaul its third corner kick of the game. Deflecting it, blocking it, Madison Burrier. So Batliner setting up for a right-footed corner, has Bose as a short option here. They could work with as well. Now Bose heading into the box. Batliner, false start, stop and go. Now she'll go. Curling to the penalty spot. And getting a shot off towards goal, Sydney Parker. Parker, a sophomore, doesn't have a goal yet in her college career. Tried the first time volley and then was able to punch it forward. Marquette moving ahead. Maddie Monticello, her cross is canceled out. Monticello, a junior from Chicago, holding midfielder for this Marquette team. Molly Erickson, no saves yet in this game. Marquette has only attempted 2 shots. She has 8 shutouts this year, which ranks her second behind Butler's Stephanie Rodriguez. Last year, Erickson had a 0.86 goals against average, which was 5th best in program history. This year following it up with a 0.96. And, well, it'll lower a little bit here if this score holds. We'll roll out and give Erickson the goal kick. You heard Tyler mention DePaul head coach Aaron Chastain being happy with the way that her team played in the first half, winning those first and second balls. And now in her 13th year as the head coach, but this program has really taken a huge step forward over the last 6+ years. Mentioned that this year is an 8th consecutive trip to the Big East tournament. And over the last 6+ years, so once this year wraps up, over the last 7 years, a record of 73, 37, and 26 for the Blue Demons in that time. She's a pretty good player herself. 2-time All-Big Ten player at Minnesota. She was a 4-year starter for the Golden Gophers. Look at Emily Hess to throw in for Marquette. Marquette hopeful to get back to the Big East tournament after missing it for the first time in program history last year. The 5-time Big East Coach of the Year, Marcus Roders, has won 325 games, has brought this program to 13 NCAA tournaments, most recently back in 2016, where Marquette was the Big East regular season champions. Hay with the defense against Abby Hess. And they're going to call the foul on Hess, who was trying to get around Hay there, even though at the end there, Hay is the one who kind of undercuts Hess, but you can see the arm in the back from Hess, and then both hit the field there. Marquette obviously in that situation hopeful to get the call to go their way, but I think pretty obvious. That's a foul on Abby Hess, if anything, as it was called. Molly Erickson, a sophomore from Ottawa, Ontario. She's been to training camps for the U20 Canadian national team a couple of times. She doesn't really have to face a ton of pressure, as opponents only average 9.2 shots per game against DePaul this year. That's total shots, not shots on goal. Overall shot attempts, 9.2 per game. So she hasn't really been forced to make a ton of stops this year. Maria Nordnes able to step up, get it to Saipi. Kelderman was able to stop the momentum momentarily. Turner off the sideline with Saipi. Sliding play by Hess to win the goal kick. Nicely done by Emily Hess. DePaul going to make an early substitution here as Mary Tierney will come back on. Off will go Jade Erickson-Russo. Russo had played all 52 minutes thus far. Tierney came off the bench in the first half and played the final 20 minutes. Attacking throw coming for the Blue Demons. Maria Nordnes, freshman from Milwaukee. Started 17 games this year. Over the possible 18. Bose. Nice give back from Saipi. Tierney. And then Bose ran into a double team. Saipi turning to the outside of the box and loses her footing, and she's slow to get up right now. As Maddie Monticello working it ahead. Saipi is jogging back towards the ball right now. Appears to be okay. Bose rips one, blocked by Yeager. Turner crosses it, cleared away from the top of the 6 by Burrier. Followed up by Nordnes. Sends it into the mixer. Second ball. And Marquette able to win it, get it out of there. And now Abby Hess got knocked down there going up for that ball. We just saw, and she's still down on the turf right now. Slowly back up to her feet as the ball is on the opposite side of the field. There's a look at her now. This play rages on. It's about 10 minutes gone by in the second half. Blue Demons with a pair of first half goals from Morgan Turner and Avery Hay on a penalty kick. Turner trying to get around Hess. She does, gets the ball first. Turner into the 6 where it's tipped out of bounds by Kelderman, and a corner for the Blue Demons.
Corner kick.
It'll be the 4th of the game for DePaul. They average about 4.2, 4.3 per game. Middle of the pack in the conference.
Batliner on the kick.
This will be Batliner. Brooke Weitzel setting up near her right now. As players congregate in the box. Batliner drives it to the penalty spot. Bose header blocked. Volleyed out for a DePaul throw. So we've seen on these corners from this side of the field, right-footed ball from Batliner. Spinning it to that penalty spot area. Middle of the box. This time Bose got a header off, but it was blocked. Now Bose with the throw into the box. Yeager knocked it down, and it'll go out of bounds off of DePaul. Almost a misplay for Bree Yeager there. Goal kick from Maddie Henry. Now checked in with 5 saves in the game. 4 of them in the first half. Again, both goals scored by DePaul. She has gotten a hand or 2 hands on. Saipi got to square it for Bose. Turner with the first-time shot wide. Turner with that powerful leg. We've seen her score some goals this year from 30, 35 yards out. Not quite that far on this one, but not an easy shot to get off with that ball bouncing towards her. It was a game at Loyola that I saw in person where she scored about 35 yards out on just a counter on the run. The defense was just, they were backpedaling, racing back, trying to beat her to a spot, and she just said, all right, and just pulled up and kind of like Steph Curry pulling up to take a 3-pointer. She just pulled up and took a shot from 35 yards out and scored. Unfortunately, Steph Curry will not be doing that for a little while with that broken hand, but you get the point. Avery Hay juggling the ball on top of her head. Scored her first goal of the season on that penalty kick in the first half. Did have a couple of goals last year. Trying to foul. And this occasion, Alyssa Bombacino again. Bombacino, 7 goals on the year, leading Marquette, but has not gotten any looks offensively, as Marquette has only attempted 2 shots in the game. Bose into the box, Saipi, return to Bose. Bose slides down, and Burrier couldn't get a full clear. It's Turner now. Turner switching back to her left, but too heavy of a touch there. It allowed Bombacino to slide over. This will be a DePaul throw, though. Bose. Cross blocked out by Emily Hess. Kristen Bose was decided between these 2 programs to come play in college. Marquette was high up on the list. She decided to take her talents here to Lincoln Park to play for DePaul. From Sterling Heights, Michigan. 3 goals, 2 assists here in her freshman campaign. 4th in the Big East in shots per game. Made plenty of good looks on goals. We have a substitution, being a Saipi checking out. And Michaela Horde, who was a big part of the first half, has come back on. Horde, in her first minute on the field, drew the foul in the box that led to the Hay penalty kick. And then later on had a shot on goal as well. Playing her just her 5th game this year. Also got to think, as this second half wears on and DePaul feels more comfortable with the results, that some of the players that see more time might get more of a rest at the end of the second half. Again, with the quick turnaround now after this game being postponed from yesterday and played today. You turn around and you're on the road Sunday, 2 days from now, for a tournament game. Of course, these teams are used to playing games in a short span, a couple days, 2-3 days, but not with 1 day off completely in the middle with travel involved. As things stand right now, DePaul would be the 5 seed. And they would go to Villanova. And Providence would take the 6 seed, and they would come out to the Midwest to take on Butler on Sunday afternoon. Both games Sunday scheduled for a 1 o'clock Eastern time start. Both broadcasts will be available on the Big East Digital Network from Butler and from Villanova. The semifinals next Friday, November 8th, being hosted by Creighton. Both semifinals also on the Big East Digital Network, with the championship game on Sunday the 10th, slated for Fox Sports 1. Big situation here, and Henry got a piece of it to make the save, and then got help on the back line by Emily Hess. Emily Hess with, well, we'll look back to this and maybe we'll see if Marquette comes back in this one. This could be a tournament-saving type of play, as Marquette now countering up the field, and they draw a foul about 20 yards away from the goal. So while we're looking at this replay, that's what just happened in live action. That close to being 3-0. We get a chance. I want to look back at that replay again. If not yet, though, obviously, we'll take a look at this. But next opportunity, I just want to take another look at that replay, because some DePaul fans, as Yeager puts that up over the goal, and it'll be a goal kick for DePaul. Check it out again here. Save. Cleared out. Someone yelling from the stands about a handball, but I didn't see one there. Like Henry made the save initially, and then the ball trickled through, and Emily Hess got to the end line, to the goal line, and cleared it away. So again, that's a moment we will keep in the back of our minds here if Marquette's able to come back and put 2 on the board, because it was destined to be 3-0 DePaul there, and you could have basically wrote this one off. That's over the top of Bombasino, and I think Bombasino saw it initially, acted too late. May not have had a chance either way. Turner knocked down in the middle of the field. Foul on Marquette. Pair of 19s coming together. Alex Campana, freshman from Natick, Massachusetts. Shout out to the Mass Pike out there in Massachusetts, Natick. Played at Natick High School. Batliner. Henry comes out, the ball is free, the goal is empty. Henry comes back, and then Turner scores. Her second of the game, and double figures for the season, her 10th. And DePaul does get that 3rd goal on the board as Marquette was scrambling around. Henry came out to challenge, put herself out of position. And then through the traffic, Morgan Turner. Second game in Big East play that she has scored 2 goals. Nothing.
Leading goal scored by Morgan Turner. Give the assist. The assist to number 16, Brooke Whitesell.
Whitesell picking up an assist on the play.
Brooke Whitesell.
So for Turner, as I mentioned, her second multi-goal game this season. At the pair against Seton Hall back on the 19th of October. And just 24:40 left to go. The door is closing rapidly on Marquette's season. Everybody back in Providence has to feel pretty good about their situation right now. As a shot on goal by Josie Kelderman, swallowed up by Molly Erickson. The first shot on goal today for Marquette. Providence last night, they had a chance to really control their own destiny, and things did not go well for them in their game against Seton Hall, and being given second life right here today by DePaul. Wetherill. Her shot attempt, or cross attempt, was blocked, and it will give Marquette a corner kick. Blocked there by Weitzel. It'll be Marquette's second corner of the game.
Okay, corner kick for Marquette.
Coming out to Emily Hess. Morgan Turner, 10 goals now on the season. Continuing to move up the rankings in the Big East. As she now, with her 2 goals today, is tied with both Johnny Kajan and Amanda Carolyn with 10 goals on the year. Samantha Dewey from Xavier leads the league with 13 goals, and Skylar Heinrich from Creighton in the middle there with 11. Free kick for Marquette. Just hit the halfway point of the second half. Ball ricocheting around, and Marquette, good opportunity here, and it gets a shot on goal in the end, but Erickson with the save. The way this ball was bouncing around, Marquette had a strong chance. Marquette, since the third goal by DePaul, has their first 2 shots on goal of the game. The time is certainly a factor when you're down by 3 here. Monticello with that most recent shot on frame. Yeager, Hess, back and forth. Now Emily Hess force some offense forward, attempt to at least, gets cut off by Gwen Walker. Now Monticello, diagonal ball, once again intercepted by Walker. Turner trying to get around Monticello for that one. Dropped to Maddie Henry. Bombasino loses control, taken by Avery Hay. Now here's Turner, thinking about a hat trick potentially. She had one of those last year in a game against UMass Lowell early on in the season. Paul out shooting Marquette in this game 15-4, 9-1 in the shots on goal category. And DePaul's had 4 corner kicks. Marquette has had 2. And that's Jessica Lazo earning DePaul another corner here.
Substitutions coming in for DePaul, number 9, Sydney Hunt. And returning to the game, number 30, Jade Erickson Russo.
DePaul making a couple of changes here before this corner as Morgan Turner is checking out, as is Erickson Russo. And now Jackie Batliner lines up the corner. Lazo gets her left foot free and rings the post. Rebound, and that's off the post as well as it bounced through. Pinballing around. That second chance was Brooke Weitzel. Well, a couple of posts. That first one, though, from Lazo was the real scoring opportunity out of that one. Out of the 2, that second one just kind of was a seeing eye shot, but there's that one, and then see Weitzel will follow up. It just bounces through. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good opportunity as well. I mentioned Jade Erickson Russo checked out of the game. She actually checked into the game in place of Morgan Turner, as you saw her on the field there, right near the post. Blue Demons are trying to head into Sunday flying high, and right now they are 3-0. Minutes left. 3-0 DePaul. Scott Sudikoff here with you in Chicago on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Big East tournament begins on Sunday with quarterfinal action being hosted by the 3-seed Butler and the 4-seed Villanova. As it stands, it'll be DePaul at Villanova, and Providence as the 6th seed, taking on Butler with regular season champion Xavier and the 2-seed Georgetown, waiting to see who their semifinal opponents will be next Friday at Creighton. DePaul making an 8th consecutive trip to the Big East tournament. Marquette in danger of missing out for the 2nd straight year and the only times in program history. Qualified for the Big East tournament since joining the Big East in every year up until last year. Emily Hess able to read that one and cut it off. Weatherall in the midfield now. Xavier connects to Hess. Hess steps into a double team. Draws the DePaul foul. Gelderman working hard, turns and fires one, but not on frame. Stick with us post-game. Tyler Rocky will be on the field. He'll have a post-game interview with our MVP of the game. Right now, I'd say the front runner is Morgan Turner with her 2 goals. Certainly get her thoughts as well, whoever Tyler talks to. Quick turnaround for Sunday's Big East tournament. That's Marquette. A couple of changes before this throw-in.
Number 3, Aaron Johnston. Number 5, Mary Kate Simon. And number 9, Macy Shock.
Looks like Mary Kate Simon has come on. Macy Shock as well. Scoring got started in this game in the 22nd minute. Morgan Turner's first of the game. And in the 33rd minute, Michaela Horde drew a penalty in the box, and Avery Hay took the PK and scored, made it 2-0. That was the score at the break. And then here in the 65th minute of play, Morgan Turner tallied another one. And Blue Demons looking for a fourth. Buzzing around the goal yet again. Brooke Weitzel picked up the assist on that second Turner goal. Horde plays it into the area. Trying to turn with it, Erickson Russo. Broken up by Monticello. Streaking ahead is Alice Campana. Monticello with space. Kelderman. Campana cannot, or she does track it down. Those fans are in my way. I apologize. There we go. There's a good look. There's snow piling up. There's snow piled up from yesterday. Again, as reported by Tyler Rocky, there were 4 inches of snow on this field yesterday afternoon when the game was postponed and moved to today. And
substitution in
off
for
the
Marquette,
bench, you see
number
Elena
17.
Eckert coming on for the Golden Eagles. And at about 7:30 last night, the field was clear and ready for play, except no lights here at Wishfield. So, hence the 1 o'clock Central Time start this afternoon for this one. As Marquette will have a corner kick. It'll be taken by Wetherill.
For Marquette.
A right-footed ball to the far post. Monticello will take the attacking throw. Knocked out of the box by Sydney Parker. Get the dirty snow over there too. Not the snow you want to be jumping into. Eleven and a half minutes left to go. Get a throw in by Sprecher. Excuse me, that was by Batliner. Wrong, number 8. Attacking throw here from Marquette. Again, Hay cuts it off. Trying to clear the ball out to midfield. Marquette keeping some pressure on. Bree Yeager lofting it, bouncing up over the crossbar. As Molly Erickson did her best to try to grab that one, but could not do so. All right, this goal kick gives us a chance to go down and check in once again with Tyler Rocky.
Well, Scotty, you'd think that in a game that you're playing for your season, the Marquette bench would be nice and vocal, but it's been quite the opposite down there. In fact, if you had asked me, I would have said DePaul right now is the one that's playing for their season. So we'll see if they can show any sense of urgency here for these final 10 minutes and change.
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough situation at this point now. You're down 3-0, only 10 and a half minutes left. It's kind of a bad spot to be in right now when you're playing for your season. So I'm sure some of the players are a tad disappointed at how things have gone here today. Seemed maybe over the last 10 minutes, though, if they get a little more vocal and realize that, hey, all right, this might be the end of the season. Let's finish it strong. Let's try to get one on the board. Let's try to end the shutout at least. But DePaul has been able to control this thing from the start. Here comes Michaela Horde into the box looking for Erickson Russo. There's Hess. Again, Emily Hess has been very good defensively. And the back line from Marquette is really their most experienced part of their team, and that's unfortunate then when you look towards next year because they're going to be graduating Emily Hess, Bree Yeager, both in their final years. Madison Burrier has been playing center back as a sophomore, so she will be back. And then Kelderman, who had been playing right back to start this game. She's moved up into the midfield. She will be a sophomore next year, so losing a couple of key components, and obviously losing their goalkeeper as well, Maddie Henry. She'll be graduating after a tremendous career at Marquette, where she will leave as the #1. She'll lead as the all-time saves leader at Marquette. We look at the rest of the field, though. Pretty young team overall from Marquette. Bombasino, the leading goal scorer, a sophomore. Kelderman, the leader in assists, a freshman. Abby Hess has another year of eligibility. For DePaul, Villanova is on the docket next, barring Marquette scoring at least 3 goals over the next 8 minutes. Kate Simon just making sure nobody from DePaul can get to that. Turner, a pair of goals. A Hay with the other one for the Blue Demons. Out shooting Marquette 18-5. 10 shots on goal to just 1 from Marquette. And Molly Erickson and the Blue Demons hoping to finish off a 9th clean sheet of the regular season, heading into the postseason. Parker able to box out Eckert. Will be a corner kick. Parker slow back to her feet. She's played in all 80-plus minutes in this game today. So has Maria Nordness, Avery Hay, batliner as well. See if they get a brief rest here at the end of the game to get ready for Sunday, or at this point, you're already over 80 minutes. Might as well finish it out, but we shall see. Tierney has played a lot off the bench today. Monticello. Going to go all the way back to the keeper, Henry. Six minutes left to go. It'll be exciting to see how things shake out on Sunday. DePaul will, again, as it stands, be playing Villanova. Villanova beat them in the regular season here 3-1. Butler hosts Providence, the other quarterfinal game. There their regular season game this season. It was a 1-0 win for Butler on the road at Providence. So the road team picked up the victory, Villanova and Butler. We'll see if DePaul and or Providence can return the favor on Sunday. Tournament game. There's a cross through Lazo looking for the header. Come out the other side and be a Marquette throw with less than 5 minutes to go. DePaul was picked to be the preseason number 5 team, and well, it's going to pan out that way. They are going to finish as the 5 seed, 5th place in the standings. They had a chance to potentially host a quarterfinal game, but that was wiped away last night when Villanova beat Creighton. Needed at least a Villanova draw yesterday to have a chance to be able to host. And the way things were looking as well, even yesterday, Marquette would have had a chance still to win and end up hosting a quarterfinal game, but after all is said and done, they're going to be on the outside looking in. That's how much things were bunched up in that 4 through 8 spot really in the Big East standings. Tierney trying to play it in the box for Sydney Hunt, who is seeing her first action this season, number 9 there in white. Redshirt junior from Franklin, Tennessee. Played only 2 games last year. Played 13 times back a couple of years ago. First action, though, here in 2019. Jaeger trying to get it back to her keeper, Henry. Steps up, clears it away. And Erickson Russo bearing down on her. DePaul going to wrap up the season with a home record of 5-3-2. Referenced earlier that they lost their first 3 games of the season. We're all here at home, and it was 3 straight losses to Milwaukee, SMU, and Purdue. And then from that point on, going unbeaten at home. It'll be a 5th win with a couple of draws mixed in as well. That one put on Erickson, easy one for her to grab. We'll add a save here to what she will hope to be a clean sheet this afternoon. And it would be a 9th. And would tie her for the most in the conference. Stephanie Rodriguez with 9 for Butler.
1 minute left.
Well, looking at the stat report here, it has Erickson for only 7, but DePaul has shut out its opponent 8 times this year, which includes a 0-0 draw. That might be where the miscue is statistically, but that's still a shutout. So I think this would be her 9th and would tie her. Final half minute of play here in Chicago. 22nd minute goal by Morgan Turner will stand up as the game winner. Avery Hay added a penalty kick. Turner with another one in the second half for her second multi-goal game of the year. And how about a goal here at the end to make it 4-0 for the Blue Demons. Jade Erickson-Russo, her fourth of the year with about 10 seconds left. Jade Erickson-Russo, her seventh of her career. Junior season, has now scored in back-to-back games. And DePaul, for the second time this season, has put 4 goals on the board. The other time being the, what was a 5-0 win against Seton Hall.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
So the time will run off, and DePaul will take home a 4-0 shutout victory. They will be the number 5 seed in the upcoming Big East Tournament Sunday quarterfinal matchup at Villanova. And congratulations to Providence College, the Friars. They will be the number 6 seed in the Big East Tournament, and they will take on Butler on Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately for Marquette, their season ends in the regular season for the second straight year, as they do not qualify once again for the Big East Tournament. They end their year at 6-11-1, 3-5-1 in conference play. DePaul 8-7-3, 5-3-1 in conference action. 4-0 DePaul. We'll take a break and come back, wrap things up, and also hear from Tyler Aki on the field with our MVP Morgan Turner, all here on the Big East Digital Network.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
DePaul with the victory today, 4-0, as they'll be the 5 seed. Marquette eliminated from Big East tournament contention. Now let's go down to the field where Tyler Aki is standing by with head coach Aaron Chastain as well as Morgan Turner.
Thanks, Scott. So Morgan, first for you, your 4th multi-goal game in your DePaul career. What was working for you today?
I think that we just came out with a lot of energy, and my teammates played some really good balls, and I was able to capitalize on my chances.
Now, Coach, for you, this is a team that didn't need a win today, but you did go out and get one. How important is that for you to get momentum heading into the Big East tournament?
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. I think just having momentum and having a solid performance to build on going into our game against Villanova, I think is incredibly important. And I think for us, we're a blue-collar team, and we get on the field, and I think, yeah, we didn't need a win, but certainly, we wanted to finish the regular season portion of our conference off with a good performance.
Now, Coach, you told me at the beginning of the year you don't want to let games in the beginning of the season impact how you finish the season. You guys get out to the 0-3 start, but you finish winning 3 of your last 4. What did that teach you about your team?
Yeah, I think we played a really tough non-conference schedule, and I think they were ready when we got to Big East play, and I think we missed a couple opportunities and wish we were maybe hosting, but we're not, and we'll be excited to go play at Villanova, and they're a really good team, and we're ready for a good matchup.
Now, Morgan, this is a Villanova team that you've got coming up that you've already lost to one time this year. How sweet would revenge be out in their home turf?
Very. I think we're all really excited, and I think that we have a lot of momentum for the last 2 games, and I think that we're all really ready and preparing for that game for sure.
All right, thanks so much for your time. DePaul, the 5 seed in the Big East tournament. They'll take on Villanova on Sunday. Let's go back to Scott.
Thank you very much, Tyler, and our thanks to Coach Chastain and to Morgan Turner. Congratulations to the Blue Demons as they, again, as Tyler mentioned, the 5 seed in the Big East tournament. They will play at Villanova on Sunday afternoon for the Big East tournament quarterfinals, while Butler will host Providence on Sunday. The winners moving on to next Friday's semifinals at Creighton. That's going to wrap up our broadcast here this afternoon. For my broadcast partner down on the field, Tyler Aki, our entire Big East Digital Network crew here in Chicago, I'm Scott Sudikoff saying so long, or once again, the final score, DePaul 4, Marquette 0. Thank you for watching the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.